What's good, y'all? This is your girl S.Nova, the Universal Donut, and welcome back to Stiletto Empress Tarot, acronym S.E.T.ORACLE. Welcome to the set. What's that? Full set, all 10 nails. Thank you so much for visiting. Happy Mother's Day, even though it was yesterday. I am a part of the MILF Magic Coalition, so I took the day off to do what I do and to celebrate the reason why I'm even a part of this day. And I hope that all mothers and stepmothers and godmothers and auntie moms and fur moms and those that have lost children, those that are expecting children, those that have been mothers to the young ones, family or no, I hope you had a great day. So we're just going to get into it with the big picture deck. This is a collective read. It is not specified to any one zodiac or gene. As you know, there's no gender, and this is a part of tarot, so there's no gender here either. So all I ask is that the Most High grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change things that we can, and the wisdom. Give us the whiz, hold the dumb, to know the difference. All right, here we go. 2019. The Irishman, Parasite, Little Women, Once Upon a Time, 1917, Joker, Stranger Things, North Korea stalled nuclear talk, Central America, Asylum Seekers, U.S.-China trade war, Persian Gulf War, Amazon burns, U.S. ends Syrian support, Trump impeachment. Ooh, okay. So I'm more of a historian kind of, so to speak, a chronological kind of person, fact checker. So this is giving me that a lot of things were going on. A lot of strange stuff, you know. People were, in 2019, people were coming into themselves, and others were fighting back, maybe for not so positive reasons and things like that. But 2019 was a busy year. I remember in 2019, I caught COVID at the end of the year. But of course, at that time, they didn't even know what COVID was. In my whole town, we were messed up. So, yeah. And at the time, it was only 400 cases in China. They didn't even... I still don't believe to this day they ever had an accurate count on how many cases there were in the United States. Because when it comes to certain cities, everybody got sick so fast, and when I went into the hospital, they just counted it as like pneumonia or a how do I say, a lung infection. So that's all they gave antibiotics for and things like that. They, like, to be honest, they didn't know what they were dealing with. This was a very chaotic year. 2019 was a very, very chaotic year. Even before COVID, it was a very chaotic year. It was a lot going on. Catalyst, inspiration, push, influence, incentive, stimulus, motivation, substance that increases the rate of chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. Isn't that what COVID did? COVID pushed the whole, it pushed the whole narrative. And I'm not just blaming certain circumstances and situations on what happened, but I mean, it was the catalyst. The whole country shut down. So many different things happened. You know, there was a push. People got stimulus checks. You know, I mean, like it was a lot. It was a lot going on. In 2019, there were a lot of catalytic events. You feel me? Digestion, persons, places, things. Yeah, breaking down, dissolution, ingestion, assimilation, process of breaking down food via mechanical and enzymatic action with digestive channel, enzymatic substance provided via living, like literally, yeah. There were a lot of people that were a part of things to break down the whole, like, this doesn't even seem like a personal read. This seems like it's just letting you know, hey, we went through some stuff as a whole. Like, it makes me feel like as a nation and things like that. Like, I'm not getting anything personal. I'm getting whatever was going on, it affected everybody. It affected divine masculines, divine feminines. It affected star seeds. You know, it affected everybody. You get what I'm saying? It definitely affected everybody. What's next? Evolution is constant. Change is a variable. Come through. It's almost like 2019, with everything that was going on, it sparked a change. It definitely sparked a change. 2019, evolution is constant. Whatever was going on during that time, it changed everybody's lives. And I don't think any of us can disagree with that. We can't. We can't. I got sick during the end of 2019. During the end, through the holidays. And those dates coincided with the last days that my parental figure was alive. From when I was a child, it went from date to date. There was definitely an evolution going on. So we got 9102. So 10, 11, 12. What does that mean? If you think of the major arcana, that is the hangman. There was a level of surrendering in order to be able to change some things. It was almost like, I hate to say it like this, but it was almost like, you know, when Noah built that ark, and I'm just saying this because even if you don't believe in God, I don't care what you believe in. You can believe in the Most High. You could whatever your religion is. Something about Christianity is universal because everybody knows the story of Christianity. That's why they can either attest it or denounce it. But no matter what, you know it. You know it. So, when Noah built that ark, and God said, I'm about to wipe all this shit out. Get ready. Get ready. And everybody looked at Noah crazy for building themselves up. Maybe that's what you were doing. Maybe that's what you were doing. Because the Irishman, he was on something else. You weren't going to punk him. Joker, you were not going to punk him. Little Women, you were not going to punk him. Once Upon a Time, yeah, get that shit out of there. Stranger things are happening. You get what I'm saying? Homecoming, Beyonce. I ain't worried about Beyonce. But the Homecoming documentary, yeah, I'm coming home. North Korea stalling nuclear talk. Nah, we ain't finna do this. You get what I'm saying? It's like Persian Gulf War, U.S.-China trade war. So many people, they halted. They could have blew some shit up. Like, look, do the research for yourself. They could have blew some shit up. But they didn't. They didn't. Why did they not? Why did they halt? Because evolution is constant and change is a variable. We were in an era of evolution. The catalyst, I keep thinking stimulus, motivation, influence, incentive. I mean, think about it. When you're dealing with a country, when you're dealing with people that are impoverished, first of all, we're more impoverished now than we ever were then. Like, we could already see that. But when you're thinking about that, you're trying to fix this. Substance that increases rate of chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. I need to help you without damaging myself. It wasn't possible. It wasn't possible. Digestion. They had to eat that. They tried to push forward, but no matter what, they had to eat that. Why? Because evolution is constant and change is a variable. 2019 was the year of evolution. Stop playing. Stop playing. Everybody won't understand that, but that's okay. If everybody look back, they go through their family pictures and videos, because by that time we were in the age of social media and apps. And if you look at where you were then, what is it? The 10-year challenge? If you look at where you were then versus now, oh yeah, you see a big ass change. If you look at your texts and your posts from there, oh yeah, you know what's up. You definitely know what's up. It had to change. Things had to change in order for people to change. And I'm not thinking good or bad. I'm just thinking holistically. And everybody had to eat that shit. You had to digest it. Next. Amos and Andy. So there may have been a couple of authority figures that has something to do with this. You know. Something about this is giving me politics. Amos and Andy. It's giving me politics. It's giving me people that did what they had to do behind the scenes to make things the way they were. And I'm not saying they caused everything, but I'm saying they may have had a color to color. And I don't color code anything that I write, but when I see the colors come together, it tells me something. Stimulus, push, inspiration, influence, incentive. So whoever was, like, I feel like whoever was in power at this time, hold on, I'm sorry, I'll be trying to make this shit make sense. Whoever was in power at that time, they had to do what they had to do because they had to move forward. Like, I hate to say this, but sometimes you gotta get hurt. Sometimes people gotta be a martyr for anybody to see that anything needs to be changed. Ain't that what happened to Jesus? Even if you don't believe in Jesus, you know the story. This is why I keep saying, when it comes down to Christianity, I don't care what you believe. You know the story. Everybody knows the story. You ain't gotta believe in God. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. You can believe in the Most High, but the fact that you're sitting here and you're watching me, bro, you know I ain't telling no lies. And I'm not that. I don't even know what to call it. But I'm not that. Because I don't identify with any one religion. Because I try to respect them all. What you believe in is what you believe in. But I know whatever I'm seeing right here, They had to set some shit off at a certain time because evolution had to be done. Evolution is constant. Change is a variable. You know what a variable is? What the fuck is that math problem they used to give to us? Y equals x plus 2 or some shit like that. What the fuck is the x? We in math class. Ain't we supposed to be just fucking dealing with numbers and shit? That's how they used to get us. 1 plus 2x. What the fuck is x? We always had to figure out what x was, and x was the variable. A variable never had to be there. But evolution was going to come when it was going to come. Purple, purple, orange, orange. If something blue come out here, man, look. I'm just saying, when I made these cards, I didn't make them color coded to connect with anybody else like a puzzle piece. I'm just telling you guys, like, bro, y'all have to understand. Life moves how it moves. We walk it like we talk it. But when certain things, you can't deny when certain things just 1 plus 1 is 2, ain't it? Or is it 2x? You finna give me a variable, bitch? I ain't finna play with your ass. Oh, stop playing. What did I tell you? Same color. Digestion. Federal. What color is that? What? Because I don't want to bend my goddamn cards. What color is that? Ain't it the same color? It's the same color. Persons, places, or things. Amos and Andy, they did some stuff. They took from the people, or they took from personals. Who knows? Who knows? But what I'm telling you is, what did I take? Y'all about to make me bend my cards. Look at the color of that marker. Digestion, federal. Maybe the feds are finally seeing what's up. Maybe the feds are finally seeing that there are certain people that are a part of this, change. I wish I had at least 3 hands so I could hold these cards up. Purple, purple, orange, orange, blue, blue. I did not. Y'all saw me shuffle these cards, bro. Y'all saw me shuffle these cards. I'm not getting nothing personal off of this. I'm not getting nothing personal off of this. I'm getting something bigger. I don't see like 1 or 2 persons. I don't. So this is gonna be a short read because I ain't finna get my ass. Quarter. What color is that? What color is that? During that time, somebody was trying to really get some shit done. People were really trying to get out of pocket. They were trying to create their own lane based off of hardship. But you know what? It's almost like while people were trying to make things happen under hardship, a lot of people were also saying, no, we don't need to do this. But when it come down to political negotiations, I'm like, why? What was in it for y'all? Was there money? You know? Obstruction of justice. I don't know. Was somebody like, I feel like when I see this, I feel like it was some kind of blackmail. Yeah, you're going to cease and desist because of what I know, what I have already digested, you could be out of here. This is crazy. And it better not come out with an orange card. I can't be that in tune. I mean, I'm in tune, but I'm just kind of like, yo, you looking at it. Purple, purple, orange, orange, blue, blue. Like, I ain't making this up. And I shuffle. Next. Balance the scale. The scales have to be balanced. There's a lot of things that were unsettled from 2019. And we into 2025. And it has to be balanced. And there's a lot of people that are unable to digest the fact that you're going to jail for a long time. They going to jail for a long time. These persons, they about to lose places. They about to lose things. 20 plus years. 20 plus years. I keep seeing 20 plus years. These folk are about to go down. Now, mind you, this says balance the scales. I got a card that says spiritual court. Nah, son. This say balance the scales. Your ass going to jail. Amos and Andy, whoever the fuck you guys are. Your ass going to jail. You getting the fuck out of here, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Next. Manifesto. Policy, statement, program, platform, declaration, proclamation, publication, notification, pronouncement. Somebody wrote something down. Maybe somebody wrote something down in 2019. They may have brought something. Hold on. They may have brought something to the courts. They may have brought something to the courts. That's possible. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm saying that's possible. And whatever they did sparked an evolution. Because evolution is constant. Change is a variable. They thought they were going to end up changing some ish. Maybe in a certain quarter. Now, how do you see a quarter in a year? Because it can be 4 quarters or it can be 3 quarters. It all depends on how you look at it. 3, 6, 9, 12, or 4, 8, 12. It just depends. You get what I'm saying? It just depends. No biggie. But whatever it is, somebody going to court for that. Somebody going to court for that. What we got? This whole row ain't nothing but perp. They chose a cubic zirconia. So I'm getting in the last quarter of the game. They had to make a decision. And they chose a cubic zirconia because they had to move forward. They had to keep going. And this started, I wish I had bigger hands. Bro, I wish I had bigger hands. This all started in 2019. They said it don't matter. We're always going to move up. We're always going to be better. And no matter what changes, it ain't going to affect us because it's just a variable. And we'll be able to do this for as long as we need to. My cubic zirconia. Whatever they did was fake. It was false. How is it that every card comes out the same color in that line? I ain't lying to y'all. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm not lying to y'all. I was going to do a little detail deck, but nah, I ain't even finna do it. Because I think this is going to tell us something more. Next. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom. DMX and Mr. Vegas. If you've never heard it, look it up. DMX and Mr. Vegas. Balance the scales. Your ass is out of here. Whoever orchestrated all of this. Because now I'm thinking all of this other stuff that I got at first within the court system. Yeah, whoever orchestrated this, baby, your ass is out of here. Done dilly, McGilly. Done dilly. Next. Daughter. And that falls right under the manifesto. So maybe a daughter wrote something, or maybe they wrote something in regards to a daughter. I would hate to think of it another way, but you know, elders can be daughters to people too. So we got to keep that in mind as well. You feel me? What's on the bottom of the deck? Why would you accept criticism from a person you won't take advice? So, what this is giving me is whoever helped them do all of this, and they still gonna get caught, and they still gotta go to court, and they still going to jail. Why would you trust it? It almost makes me feel like they didn't even trust these people in the first place. The only green out here is the word money laundering. You already knew what they were doing. Why would you accept criticism from a person you won't take advice? Like, yo, you already knew what was up. Weak leader, yeah. Somebody who didn't know how to lead on his own or her own. Purple again. They chose a fake cubic zirconia. They chose a weak leader. Like, y'all chose to follow somebody that was false. Avenue. Amos and Andy. Y'all chose them. Whoever these people are, y'all chose them to lead y'all. For what? They didn't have it in the first place. They were whack. Monkey. 2016, 2004, 2028, white, blue, autumn. Like, it's some stuff that's going to come up. By the fall, it's going to be down bad. Eye of the tiger. Somebody sees them. That's why the scales are being balanced. Somebody see these folk. That's why the scales are being balanced. COVID-19, 2019, pick it up, come on. And then it's both colors. It's both colors. Man, I wish I had bigger hands. Y'all don't understand. Look at this. Blue and purple on both cards. They know what it was. They know what they did. They tried to control some stuff. They tried to be a villain. They tried to create some problems. They tried to stall some things. You get what I'm saying? They tried to have somebody locked away. They did. They tried to have somebody locked away. The Gross Sisters. These heifers. And they brought documents to court. Whoever these people are, they brought documents to court. Possibly somebody's daughter or about somebody's daughter. Like these disgusting. Disgusting. But you're graduating. You're graduating. You are graduating because somebody done already broke it down. Somebody can already see. What color is that? Balance the scales. Somebody can already see what happened. Therefore, you're going to get to be able to move forward. You're going to move forward. You're going to move forward. You're going to be straight. But this is ridiculous. And it's graduation season. It's graduation season, baby. This is your season. And it's 9, the year of the 9. Do you know what that means? Intensity, accumulations. We're about to be out of here. And even if you count it out, the moon, 1 plus 8 equals 9. The Hermit and the moon. It is, the secrets are being seen, baby. About what somebody tried to do to somebody's offspring. The documentation they brought to court for somebody's offspring. It's too many cards for me to be able to hold it. All right, I'm about to stop here. I need you to know you're going to be straight. You're going to be straight. It's almost like going through, when I read these cards, it's almost like going through a roller coaster. It's almost like telling the story from beginning to the end. And you got to be strong until you get to the end of it. Because you should already know that by the time you get to the end of it, you're going to be okay. But you don't always know that. Just like an emergency situation, you can't expect somebody to always be there with something like this. You can't always know. You can't always know. I'm seeing somebody try to evolve, and they did it quarterly by choosing a fake individual to create some documents. And now they got bad things going on in the courts, to where they might be serving federal time because it's been digested, it's been dissected by persons, places, things, and they're realizing that there were 2 masculine energies that were catalysts to make this happen, but they never ever wanted to be seen. They wanted to blame it on whoever this is, or they did all of this for whoever this is. I don't see anything that says kidnapping or trying to take somebody, but what I do know is whoever this is, that's who Amos and Andy was working for. They wanted to speed some stuff up without being a part of it, without getting caught. They worked for whoever this is, and they have probably been working for whoever this is since 2019. They probably have, and they have been trying to evolve this person, and it probably did not work because they're fake. They're a fake and they're a phony. They're a fake, and there's documentation of them being a fake in the courts. Documentation of them being fake in the courts. So guess what, bitch? Tower, you finna get your ass the fuck out of here. Y'all already know I got a potty mouth. I ain't finna act like I don't. Now, daughter could be a son. It could be a son. But just know, please know, everything has been dissected. Everything has been broken down to persons, places, or things. And everybody that was involved got some federal business because they done broke it down. They broke it down. Who knows how long it's going to take? None of us know. But I need you to walk and move and live your life like you already know what's up, because you do. You do know what's up. You know what's up. You do know what's up. Don't stop living. Don't worry about them. Fudge them folk. I'm trying to be, a little bit respectful now. And just live, baby. Just live. You got it. 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 You wouldn't have made it this far if you didn't. If you would have engaged in all of this that's going on, you would not have made it this far. And now that I think about it, these could be enemies and or they could be friends. They could have broken down everything to know what was going on. And now they're trying to balance the scales and bring down the tower. Here comes the boom. They broke everything down in regards to what they were doing in the documents upon a female. I'm just going to say a female. And they had to look quarter by quarter. They had to realize that the person that they decided to believe was a fake. And they started doing this from 2019 to elevate themselves. Because change is a variable. They did not think that anything was going to change for you because it's a variable. Variables you can't count on. At least that's how they thought of it. They ain't never had my math teacher, but I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying? All of this could have started in 2019 with them being parasites. Trying to stall some stuff. Trying to make sure nobody ever got support. Trying to get somebody locked out of things. This is real. But it's okay. It's okay. Because you're straight. Don't trust me. Trust your life.